Season 5 of the Kashif Booth podcast is proudly sponsored by Taylor.Style, a men's fashion styling subscription service, which uses AI and professional stylists to find the right clothes for your next event. Whether it's a business work trip, a movie premiere, Taylor.Style can cater all the needs for you, and you don't need to keep the clothes. You can hire them and send them back once you're done. With their several different subscription packages, you can get clothes monthly or quarterly. Taylor is perfect for the busy man on the go, or if you are working in the film or TV industry and you need some clothes for your latest production, hit up Taylor.Style. You can be able to get reasonable clothes at great prices and no fuss. You can return them when you're done. It's so easy. There's just 5 simple steps. You curate the clothes that you need it for, then you get a new package of clothes in 2 to 3 business days, and then when you're done, swap them out for new ones and enjoy. And then you can repeat the whole process whenever you need a new set of wardrobe for whatever event or occasion that you're attending. Get 25% off your first monthly or quarterly plan by using Kashif at checkout or Kashif QTR. Check them out at Taylor.Style. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Booth podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs and lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is Aysha Scott. She is a writer, director, and the founder of Filmmaking Planner. Welcome to the show, Aysha.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It's so good to connect. We were just saying off camera, we've been seeing each other on TikTok. I've seen the work Aysha has done with Filmmaking Planner. So it's one thing I love about this platform is that I get to have an easy way to meet people who I want to connect with. So this
Yeah,
is great, you know.
and it's just a message away as well. Like, I feel
Exactly.
some people are under the perception like, oh, they're unreachable or I can't get hold of them.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
anyone, you just got to shoot your shot. I'm always shooting my shot.
Same. I'm not afraid of any DMs, okay?
Isn't it?
You should, because not every day like networking events. Like I went to one yesterday and
Oh, is it?
I stayed for like 1 minute, seriously,
Yeah,
because it wasn't the type of space. Like I come in, everybody's all in different groups, everyone's
yeah.
just by the bar. So that's all it's gonna be. It's sometimes it's hard for
And
you
they're
to
the
able to
same,
network.
same. I think after a while
Hmm.
you realise that you're going to the same thing because obviously with being a black filmmaker, it
Yeah.
is very narrow and very
Yeah.
niche. So you meet the same people all the time. You're meeting the
Yeah.
same people, and then they don't have enough commissioners, broadcasters, people who can
Exactly.
actually elevate your
Exactly.
film in the room. So you're
100.
just talking to the same people who's at the same level as you. That's why I kind of like with the networking thing, I'm
See,
like, yeah,
you
it's a
get
bit
it. You get
much.
it. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Because like it also got to the I thought it was a film festival because that's what I was told. So I was like, okay, at least I can
Yeah.
watch some films and then maybe chat to people. But it wasn't really that. And I found myself in the last few years being in networking events and giving advice to young people who are coming up. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, unless I'm in the room with commissioners and executives, then there's no point because that's not going to elevate my career. So and
Exactly.
being in those places is a whole different thing. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I
exactly.
hear you.
Exactly. So Aisha, tell me about you. You are a writer, director. How did you get started in this industry?
I got started in this industry through acting. So I originally started
Hey.
out acting, reciting poetry. So I've always been in the creative arena, but it was more towards sort of like acting. I did music as well. So I used to run music events, open mic events. I had a company called Artist Quick Limited going very, very back now. But that's how I sort of got into the whole sort of industry as a whole, because it all connects
Oh,
essentially. But how I got into actual filmmaking was when I went to uni and I did creative writing. And then, yeah, after that, the rest is history. I just
love
was
it.
like, I love this.
Mhm.
Like, I love the whole sort of producing, writing, directing. I just love it.
Love that. That's really good. I mean, it's such a common thing, like, people going from acting into producing and writing. You see people like Issa Rae, the names go on. Like, I think I
Yeah,
always
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
if you're creative in this industry, I think when we dream about getting into this industry, we just want to be making the films or starring in them. Then once you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into
yeah.
it, I feel like I was saying this to like some friends the other day. I feel like your personality and who you are shifts because of how the industry is built. You know,
Yeah.
I always thought when I was a kid, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna be that person with a briefcase. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be working my way up to, at the top of the company. Now I'm like, "Psh, I don't want to work for nobody. I like being freelance. I want to make my own hours. And so it changes you. And being a creative, that's kind of who we are. We go through different stages in what we want to
And I
do.
think as well, you
Mhm.
need to know like the different crafts because you have to survive in this industry. So just
Yeah.
doing one thing like back in the day, you could just be an actor or you could
Uh-huh.
just be a writer. Now you got to have your hands in many different
Yeah.
pies to survive in the industry because it is a difficult industry. Let's not get it twisted. So,
Fact. Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, I'm like jack of all trades and a
Mhm.
master of many. So,
You have to be. And I think like, especially with the crash of the industry, with all the writer strikes and oh, they're cutting this
uh,
and that. I was like, I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't just be focusing on one thing. I need to be
oh
everywhere.
yeah,
It's multiple streams of income. Like, okay,
yeah.
social media, yep. Okay, I'm doing podcasting, yep. Oh, I hit up all my first AD connects. I was like, hey, can I shadow you? I want to do this. Da, da, da. So now I get workers first ADing. Like, that's how it has to be. If you're not doing that, then you're just going to be stuck. Some people
And
may
you want
say,
to fund
oh,
your own films as well. So how I got
exactly.
started, I used to fund all my own projects.
Mm-hmm.
Like all my shorts, everything I did from literally the start of the production to the end, like
Yeah.
edited as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to have that sort of focus of where you're gonna go
I agree. I agree. No, I did the same
with your
thing. I
creators.
funded so many web series. I don't know why I started out in web series, but I did. But that was too much. But short films is, doing that is the best way. And you have to do that by building, I feel like, your craft and your portfolio. That's why you're able to get to where you are now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
you did that creative writing course. So what was next? Like, did you start, like you said, you started funding your own films. So what was like your first project and what did you learn from that?
So when I left uni, I did a bit of theatre as well. So I also do
Okay.
theatre writing. So I got straight onto a theatre production, was mentored by Lucy Beacon. So she's a known playwright. And yeah, so I was like thrown in at the deep end in that
Mhm.
aspect. And then my friend was doing a short and he asked me to come on board. So then that became my first film project, but it was a
Mhm.
feature film.
Oh,
It was like
wow.
guerrilla style feature film.
Mm.
And I learned everything and then had to obviously unlearn everything because guerrilla guerrilla style, you're doing everything without a roadmap. So you're just
Mm.
literally we was using my car, we had my house, my kids were in it,
Mm.
acting, had actors staying over, making food for the cast. Like you're wearing so many hats
Yeah.
that you're learning as well
Mhm.
along the way. So that's how I got started. That was my first project. That was with pretty much a shoestring budget. After that, I thought, "Do you know what? I want to make some stuff under my production company." So I set up my production company, A Scott Productions, now A Scott Films. But yeah, A Scott Productions. Set up my production company and then I wanted to start investing because I didn't, to be fair, when I first started in the industry, it was all guerrilla. So
Mhm.
when I set up my production company, I decided to make a project, but obviously with a lot more organization, a lot more structure. So I hired some students from Bournemouth University,
Mm.
worked with first time directors, and we just like structured out the whole production. Because my tutor, my lecturer at uni always said there's a formula in the industry. Like Hollywood has a formula, regardless whether we like it or not. So
Yeah.
always follow that formula. So I wanted to just go top, from development right through to execution with an organized production to see how it would work. And I wanted to treat my company like a professional production. So I paid all
Mhm.
my actors, paid all my crew. And my first film was It Still Hurts. That was with a budget of around, I think it was about 5 grand. When they say no budget, I was like, this is budgeting because it worked out.
Yes, it's true. Mhm.
It worked out to be about 5 grand, but that was with all my own investment.
Mm.
So that's really how the first sort of investment project came about.
That's really good. I mean, I always say that like working in the industry, like mainstream wise, is so beneficial because, like your lecturer said, you learn about the structure. You need to know that because it's not going to
Yeah,
change.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always going to be like that. And you see why they successfully are able to complete a production. But I think it's great to also at the end of the day, like doing it yourself because you're able to develop your own skills and it just shows more determination.
Yeah.
When I was like starting off as a runner and they would hear, "Oh my gosh, you do this stuff as well. Wow." They'd be so, you know, and they'd love it. And then that's how you're able to continue the conversation. Doing it yourself, you develop your skills and you're able to understand more. And, networking across is also as important as networking up. So
Yeah, yeah,
you have
yeah,
to do that.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I really, really like that journey as well. So from you going like from guerrilla filmmaking to investing, investing in productions, how has that developed your career to where you are now in terms of, developing more feature films or moving ahead with your production company? How would you say you've kind of elevated?
So from after It Still Hurts, I went on to do another short called Dismiss. And then I did The Voice of Reason, as worked as a producer in New York with a director over there, Antoine Allen. He's doing really well, by the way. He's got a lot of stuff
Mhm.
on TV and stuff.
Mm.
So went on to do all of that, and then COVID came, and that is where it kind of stopped because I actually haven't made a film now in about 5 years. So it's a long time since my last
Mhm.
film, Dismissed, which was my debut short, done excellently well because
Mhm.
obviously after I said I learned the formula and the structure with It Still Hurts, went on to do Dismissed and it worked. Like
Mm.
got a distribution deal in America. It's on 7 streaming platforms, including
Wow.
Apple TV, Amazon Prime.
Mhm.
It's done a lot. It
Mm.
done a lot. So I was really like happy about that. It's got 1 million views on my own YouTube channel. Did all the marketing and promotion, and then it stopped because obviously we had COVID. Didn't know what we was doing with our lives,
Mm.
much less a
That's true.
career.
It's
And the
true.
film industry, I believe, got hit the hardest at that point because there's not enough respect for the creative industry as well. It's just like, oh, the filmmakers, do you get what I mean? No filming here, just everything was shut down on that end. And the industry took a nosedive because prior to that, when I was investing in everything, it was a lot easier because you had people that were so willing to do collaborations. It was like, yeah, I'm working on this. There was like, oh yeah, I'll help you out.
Mhm.
Obviously, you pay them and stuff, but it wasn't like a money thing where they needed to have money. And I feel like after COVID, there was definitely a divide. It was like, all
Yeah.
right, you're either in the industry because they had all like the BAME incentives. So it's like a lot of people got in the industry at
Mhm.
that point because they had
Mhm.
no choice. They had to open the floodgates and say, like, you get through. Because there was nothing really before sort of diverse and black creators prior to that.
Nope. Nope.
So, do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
everything stopped there,
Mhm.
and then I was like in a little bit of a rut because I was thinking, okay, so what do I do now? 'Cause I didn't have the finances to be making films, and no one wasn't really wanting to
Yeah.
make films.
Yeah.
So during that time, I just started to plan because I'd written a lot of stuff, and like when you stop halfway and you've got a lot of
Mm.
stuff, so I thought I'm just gonna build up my slate. And even though I've done a lot of shorts, my real thing is features. Like I do feel like I'm a long form writer. So I just worked on my features. So as we was talking about before, I've got
Mhm,
Tanya, I've got Angel, and I've got another one called Peaches, because my stuff is social impact based on
mhm,
social realism. So
mhm,
it's always got a message, and it's always something to spark conversations, lead to debates, and that's how my work has always been. If you go back
mhm,
in the internet and look at some of my stuff, you will see like my
mhm,
poetry, it was always
mhm,
hard hitting. It was
mhm.
always sort of empowering, and yeah, so that's how
Oh,
that all pans out.
that's really good. And I think the work that you are working on and what you've done before, I think there's a gap in the market that is opening for Black British stories. I
Yeah.
personally think so. Especially with the success of Hard Truths, I
Mm.
feel like, yeah, I mean, we won't spill too much of your feature films because they sound amazing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that is what we need. And I think because they're like Black female led as well, I think there is a door opening, and you know, we have to push forward with that. You know, because you recently went to the Berlin Film Festival, you know, the European film market, you know, part one, because you know, you got Cannes in a couple months.
Oh,
Um
yeah, I don't know if I'm doing cans.
listen, I it's that's a lot in 1 year, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Berlin,
yeah.
Cannes, woo, that's
I know.
money, man.
I'm still recovering from
Mm.
Berlinale, like, it was a lot. It was fun, though, it was
Mhm,
fun.
mhm. But what was it like? Because, you know, a lot of people, they don't understand, or sometimes they feel like overwhelmed by handling, you know, the European film market and what it entails. You know, when I first went to Cannes a couple of years ago, I just went into it to enjoy the experience. I didn't have
Yeah,
like in my head, yes, okay, I need to get a deal. I need to meet this person. Da, 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 da. It's like, calm down. Okay, like
yeah.
it's fine. You've got to
Just go and
understand how it
get your
works.
feet on the ground.
Exactly. And that wasn't your first time going, wasn't it? So like, how was it compared to like maybe the first time you went to this time? What did you do differently?
So, the first time I went as a cohort with the BFI, so
Okay.
it was 4 of us. We all, got selected to go over. They flew us out there, put us in a hotel, like, everything was lined
Mhm.
up, planned,
Mm,
prepped, and organised. So you woke up, you knew exactly what he's gonna do, and it was very important things, like, we met Warner, we met the Canadian Film Fund, we met so many people out there, like, meeting them on an intimate level.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was amazing. But
Mhm.
because it was obviously my first time in a just a festival together, I think it
Mhm.
was, as you said, a little bit overwhelming to where
Mhm.
I didn't really, like, follow up with a lot of the connections after. So I still
Okay.
got them, like, able to reach out to them, but I didn't have a
Mhm.
plan for that. It
Yeah.
was just like, "Oh, I'm going out there with a BFI. We're gonna
Mm.
talk to people, they're gonna make our film." There wasn't there
See, that's the thing. Exactly,
you you
exactly.
put it all so
Mhm.
lined out. I was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, it's in the bag." But that wasn't the case. But anyway,
Mhm.
learned so much. Obviously, the structure of, where things were. Went to a lot of panels, but it was well organized. The second time around, I thought I was organized. Like, I did a lot of prepping, I put out stuff prior to the event, like letting people know I was going to be there. So that was a good one because I did make
Mm.
a lot of connections from that. But it's just, so this time the BFI gave me the market badge and the festival badge. So I had that to go into all, like, the premieres, the screenings, but because
Aye.
I didn't have no structure of what exactly I
Mm.
wanted to do on what day, it was just overwhelming. So looking at
Mm.
all the, like, the itinerary of the different screenings, it was like, right, booking for that, but then there's this other event on that day. So the second time around was really going with the flow. And it worked out. It worked
Good.
out. So went to the Afro Berlin a couple days. So they had some amazing speakers down there. It was a lot of people that you knew. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, because obviously the industry, as we discussed, is very
Mhm.
small, especially for the Black community.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was nice to see
Mm-hmm.
people, obviously, on an intimate level. You're out,
Mm-hmm.
you're having a
Mm-hmm.
drink, you're getting to really know their stories.
Yeah.
So that was
Mhm.
really nice. I was meant to talk at the the Afro Berlin, but I had meetings. I had a few meetings, so it
Right.
was good. I think it was worth it.
Mhm,
When
mhm,
I went to the film market, because I knew from the last time they just got a section for
mhm.
UK. UK sales agents, UK distributors. So I knew that from the last time. So I just focused on that because
Okay. Mhm.
otherwise a lot of the things are a lot of co-pros. And it is good to
Exactly.
go to. You have
Uh-huh.
so many things to go to. But I just was a little bit overwhelmed with everything. So I thought, "Do you
Mhm.
know what, I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow." And
Mm.
going with the flow was fine as well.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's great advice. Going with the flow because you see all the stories and it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, somebody sold their script and they got it for like 3 million. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
completely different. Like I was speaking to some distributors and like international sales agents last week as well, and they
Yeah.
were just to touch base with them on the feature film that I'm producing as well,
Oh,
because
nice.
and it's a Black British drama film. I say
Yeah.
it's like Hard Truths meets Waiting to Exhale without the cheating. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
and
my
so
type of film. That
honestly.
we need it. We
Yeah,
need
it's
it.
very, very good script, but just to
Yeah.
kind of I've just started to, like, have little conversations and seeing, like, what they're picking up on and I'm gonna try and go to some film markets this year, but, it's gonna be hard. Just money 'cause, you gotta fund yourself
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
to these
yeah.
places.
It was a lot. I forgot to
Okay,
mention that bit.
listen, yeah,
It was costly, yeah, but let's just
exactly.
move on.
You know? And so, like, just speaking to this
Sales
international
agents
sales
and
rep
that.
last week, like she was saying, she pitched a lot of like Black British drama films and they weren't interested. They were more
Yeah,
interested in like
I heard
thrillers
that.
or comedy, and so it's easy to say to people, "Oh yeah, go to the film market, get a sales rep and sell it."
Yeah.
But unless they're interested in seeing the value in it, this is where it becomes difficult. And then this is why it takes so long for our films to get made, because we don't have 2 million just, in
They're
our
in there, but
mouth.
this was a
Oh,
key thing I learned as well when I went
mm,
to the UK like sales section and everything. And it for me, it was like, regardless if I didn't get anything else, I learned a big thing from the sales agent. And
okay.
that's that with the where you say like the social impact dramas and stuff like that, they're not interested. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the way it's pitched.
Mm,
And that's what a sales agent told me. So it's not that it don't sound good. It was like it's the stakes of the project. Like no one wants just this like, oh, this empowering journey of this
mm.
single mum, for example, of my project's based on like a single mum.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just put a light bulb in my head. And I looked at my
Mm-hmm.
whole pitch deck and I'm literally in the middle of reshaping it up
Mm,
on just from a whole new perspective. And even from me looking at, I'm like, I can see what he
yeah.
was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can just
Mm-hmm.
see it. So I think sales and pitching is
Mm-hmm.
so important to your project because now they require you to have a sales agent attached because no one's investing. Well, they are investing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
harder to get investing in indie stuff because of the losses and not getting the ROIs and stuff like that.
100%. 100%. And what you said is so true because I've just finished doing like a mini masters or like a crash course in
Yeah.
in international film production, and it
Oh,
was
I
like
want to do
talking
that.
to like American filmmakers and like people who have like production companies and stuff, and like
Yeah.
and the guy who was like our film finance module teacher, he was telling us about all what entails with like the American film market, what you're supposed to do. And they really were
Mm,
showing us like, okay, this is how you sell. When it comes to these like companies and these investors and all these studios, they're not interested in all the faff. They're just
no.
like, give us the numbers, boom, boom, boom. Oh,
Yeah.
this works. Oh, I can make some money. Boom. That's literally
Yeah.
it. They don't care about, oh, whether it's, touching story and da 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 da.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like,
yeah, like, drop it
okay.
out. So
Mhm, mhm.
I had to change my pitch and everything. I
And
was
that's
like,
what it
"It's a
is.
story based on
Mhm.
my life." He was like, "Stop there."
Yeah, they're like,
We
they're
don't
looking at you with a straight face like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly, but it made me
yeah,
look at the project again because I'm
mm,
like, "This is an amazing script, this is an amazing project. What's wrong?" And when I
mm,
looked at the pitch there, I was like, "Okay, I can
yeah,
understand exactly what he
mhm,
said." So the whole
yeah,
trip, based on that
exactly.
conversation,
Mm.
became worth it to me because I'm
And
like,
that is
"Okay."
what it is, and that to me is great to hear because people need to know that. Just because you didn't walk away with a multi-million-dollar deal, no, you learned so much from it, you
Yet.
know? Yes, exactly, but, you took away so that the next time you are
Mm,
gonna get it. Do you get what I'm saying? And
exactly,
that's the thing,
exactly.
we're taught how to learn how to write the script and make the film and blah, 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 but no one tells you about how to sell your idea, how
Yeah,
to get the money for it. They turn around to producers, you need to get the money. That's your job. Thank you very much.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
come from a working class background. What makes you think I know about how to get money? you know, I have to learn the
Exactly.
business and the
Exactly.
infrastructure. Do you get what I mean? So I'm still
Yeah.
learning all of that as well. And so that's why I went to do this course and learn so much. So my strategy is different. I'm not gonna,
I want that calls because that's
I would
where the
tell you.
process I'm at now. I'm like, I
Yeah.
want a pitching calls. I'm
Mhm.
taking this seriously because I think that is the sort of barrier that's
Yes.
stopping, especially for like diverse filmmakers and that getting through because
100%.
we don't understand that side of things.
Exactly. And I've just learned so much. Like you mentioned about, international co-productions. Yes, because that's a big thing. I think people don't
Mm.
realize it's like you're so hell-bent on shooting in London. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
okay. London is expensive. Yeah. That tax
Yeah,
relief, yeah, it's good, but it's not all that. Like, look at
exactly.
Ireland.
Yeah, you
Look at all these
need to
other
be
companies. There's so
shooting
many.
elsewhere.
Exactly. There's so many international film office productions in these countries who are begging people to come because it brings
I
so
know,
much to
yeah,
the economy. You know, you can shoot there. They don't know
yeah,
that it's in Malta. That's fine. Like,
exactly.
like you can
Or you
build
can
go
just
to a
write
set.
in the characters. That's what I'm learning more as well. Like
Mhm.
instead of having a UK lead, why not have a US lead? Or do you get what I mean? It's
Exactly.
just changing it up to fit the
Exactly.
country's character as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And the next big one is like Saudi Arabia. That's what I was saying.
Mm.
A lot of them are going out there because the tax incentive,
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what it is. And if you guys are
I heard
confused,
about that.
we're
Yeah.
just talking, it's like basically you can claim so much on your tax relief back. So
Mm.
that's what it is. And so that's how you recoup your investment into the
Yeah.
production. So you actually end up saving money if you're going to get all this money back from the government. They just want it to be, okay, use our crew, use some of our actors, use our locations.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
little things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's collaboration, isn't it?
Exactly. It's all a business and understanding how it works in that way. So I'm excited for you. I can already
Thank
sense
you.
like, yeah, this is what's coming next. And we're all, just doing that. Cause like I said, nobody understands how to sell unless you're in it.
Mm.
Outside of like if you're pitching to Netflix, yeah, that's fine. They have a bag of money to give you. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a massive studio. It doesn't
When they're
necessarily
trying to
mean
nuts and bolt it all together with different
exactly.
people, it's a different
Mhm,
story.
exactly. And I think what I want people to understand is that there's other industries than the UK. You don't need to be standing here, banging on the door trying to get Film 4 and BBC Film and
Yeah,
BFI
yeah,
Film
yeah, yeah,
on your
and
film.
there's
Like,
only a small amount of public
exactly,
funders. That's the thing as
exactly.
well. There's not enough to go around, like, as much as even if they did wanna invest, they can't.
Exactly. Because I remember reading like an article maybe early last year, like, they cut the film funding anyway, BFI film, BBC
Mm!
film, and Film 4.
Well,
And
the stats
so,
say it all, really.
exactly. So they're only
If it
commit
wasn't for your channel, how would
uh
we even know, like, half of the things that are out? That's true, though.
Mhm.
'Cause when
Mhm.
you're talking about certain projects and that, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Wow, I didn't even know that project existed." Do you get what I mean? So
Exactly. That's a whole nother conversation about
yeah,
marketing,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we won't get into that. Okay. But it's, just reading and seeing like, oh, okay, so they cut their funding, the public
Mm,
funding. So then that means there's only a handful of films being made every year. So then you have to
yeah.
look at how many films are being commissioned for development a year.
Mm,
So then it makes it more difficult. So if you can get some BFI funding and get some equity funding, pre-sale funding from pre-sale companies or international sales companies or
yeah,
distribution
yeah,
deals,
yeah.
then you're able to kind of put it all together.
You're
But
laughing.
again, that's easier said than done. At least we
Yeah.
know some sort of plan, but that's it.
No,
So,
but I think it's good. I think it's a
mhm,
good plan, and
yeah,
it's a plan that you really should have for your feature film project, especially. Do
exactly.
you get what I mean?
Exactly. So watch this space because Aisha's got some amazing stuff. I know she would love to share, but honestly, is good. So, like, how have you found? Because I know navigating the space is like being in those spaces, at like EFM and, being a Black female director, you know,
Yeah.
how have you found it? And I know your producers are Black as well. So, like, when you are pitching these stories, obviously racism is a big part of it, and Black British culture is very niche because it's not on the global scale like America. So,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
have you
yeah.
found those type of like conversations as well?
I found it, as you said before earlier, it was kind of like, oh, dramas are hard to sell. And,
Okay.
like just having
Mhm.
that barrier or putting this like, get to know the story, get to know
Mhm.
the person you're talking to
Mhm.
who's telling
Mhm.
the story. Do you get what I mean? And open up your perspective and your mindset
Mhm.
of what you believe is
Yeah.
a good drama or
Mhm.
putting out the
Mhm.
same thing. We know it's not working because the stats are telling us it's not working, but you're still repeating
Mhm.
the same stuff.
Yeah.
But I find it to be the same, but I do find the actual, like, European film market, I do find they're very open to diversity, and
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
very willing to sort of collaborate. And
Okay.
because even with, like, my filmmaking planners, I had
Mhm.
a lot of people that are working in actual, festival
Mhm.
contact me directly, and yeah, they're
Amazing.
very open, and I feel like
Okay.
it's goes back to the pitching again. It's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
because our job really is to change that mindset and that
Yeah.
perception.
Mhm.
So instead of giving them what they want all the time, it is going out of the box, but being able to sell it to them in a way where they can look at it and
Mhm.
be like, "Do you know what? I
Mhm.
need to take a chance on this film because this film
Mhm.
is gonna be big."
Yeah. No, exactly, exactly. I am so intrigued. I would love to see what the reception would be when you go to the American film market, with
Yeah,
like Toronto, because obviously you've got like TIFF and then you've got the
that's what I'm
American
trying to
film.
go in
I want to
September.
go this year as well. Same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, so we can link out there. But yeah,
exactly,
I think it
exactly.
will be different. Just
I think
having
so too.
conversations with Americans, and
Hmm.
they're more open and they're more
Yeah.
willing. I feel like the
Mhm.
industry, as I said before, when it got to sort of around COVID times, it did
Yeah.
get a bit sort of
Hmm.
nichey and
Yeah.
clicky and stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm here, I'm through, and no one really wants to bring anyone in. There's not
Nope.
enough collaborations going
Yeah.
on with Black creatives.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack. Do you get what
I
I
totally
mean? But
agree,
we're doing
actually.
it.
Mhm. Exactly. And I just feel like there's a bigger market now because obviously the film industry's changed in the last 20 years. If you think about like
Mm,
2006, like it wasn't like how it was now. I feel like there's
yeah.
so many means of like distribution and access to people. Like you said, a collaborator you did with in New York. He's got loads of films on Tubi. There's so many different ways, and so once you're able to get on like a platform like that, then do you know how much
You
money that
laugh,
is?
man.
Like you don't realize how much you can recoup. That's what I've learned as well about the finance aspect of the industry. It's like a film may bomb at the box office. Don't be fooled. This film is
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah,
People are
yeah.
still
Because
making
there's
their
so
money.
much more legs it can go with.
Exactly. Especially where it is now. DVD sales, all of these different streaming platforms across the world. These people are making serious money. TV sales as
I
well. Like forget it being a flop. There's a lot of money
They're
coming.
still going. Like my short film,
Mhm.
Dismissed, that I made 5 years ago, I'm still getting approached for it to be
See?
used as an educational tool in schools, and people
Mhm.
still wanna pull it on, stream it on their platforms, like, 5 years later, so
See? This is what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying
evergreen.
about the business aspect of the film industry. And until you understand that, which is always a learning process,
Yeah.
that's the constraint, you know. But speaking of, you briefly mentioned it, but I'd love to talk about now Filmmaking Planner, your
Oh, yeah.
award-winning filmmaker's Bible.
Yes!
Congratulations.
I love that. That was like, yes, I love when you said that.
Honestly, because honestly, like I had seen Filmmaking Planet, I was like, this is amazing. Then Aisha reached out to me recently and we collabed and I did a PR video. Honestly, my review was very honest. I was so blown away
I can
by
tell.
everything in it. Like it is in so much detail. Like,
Yeah.
and it's what everybody needs, like from beginning right to end. Like it is like what I love about it's kind of old school as well. What I mean is
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the brainstorming that you have, then it's like, okay, got the idea, mapping out the characters, and then really getting into the pre-production, then the production, and then post-production and what we're
Post
gonna
and
do next.
marketing.
That was brilliant, honestly. What made you want to launch this or create this? Because this is a game changer and it more people need to know about it.
So as we was discussing before, that I was investing in all my projects and learning like the infrastructure of the business side of the industry of like how to make a film and how to make it successful. Because a lot of filmmakers stop at the festival realm. It's like, right, submit it to the festivals, it gets
Mhm.
into a few, it gets parked on the shelf. But there's so much more to a film's journey, and it's only the sort of marketing, the promotion, understanding like the distribution, the different platforms that you can
Mhm.
put your film where you understand where to take it. So I use this my structure of making my films and getting that
Mhm.
success in this book
Mhm.
because I wanted filmmakers to have access and affordability. Like for me, I'm dyslexic, like
Mhm.
using a lot of the programs that are
Okay.
available, the movie magics and that, they're
Yes,
fine, but
yes.
it can be a lot for me.
Uh-huh,
Being
uh-huh.
a visual learner and a planner, like nothing beats writing your
Mhm,
ideas down on paper to bring them into fruition. And the most things that filmmakers I always get the message is, how do you make a film? How do you make a film? So I was like, all right, I need to create something to be able to show people how to make a film without the mad cost, without the
mhm.
complications of feeling like you're gate kept from certain information.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
This information should be available to anyone who's got a
I
film idea
agree.
because you really don't need to go to film school to be a filmmaker.
No.
And I think the
Mhm,
industry builds up that perception that you do. Like you have to go on this journey, you got to knock on a door to get in,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're ready and you have the ideas, you just know how to execute it. And my number one thing is organization. I am super duper organized with everything. And that's
Mhm,
how I was able to have like a success with my projects because
mhm.
of the detailed organization. And you need it in when you're making a film, especially doing it alone without having the financial resources. Everything has to be on point when you're
Exactly.
on set because you haven't got time and you haven't got the
Yeah.
money.
Mhm, mhm. I totally agree. And I think your filmmaking planner, it needs to be in colleges, it needs to be in universities. I feel like excuse me. I feel like it needs to be there because I feel like
Yeah,
it could
yeah, yeah,
help
yeah.
like
We've had a few
young
clubs, you
people
know.
of sorry, say again?
We've had a few clubs with some colleges and stuff,
Good,
and
good.
we got purchased. Our planners were purchased by
Mhm.
Tyler Perry Studios for their cohort.
Oh my
Yeah, so
gosh. That is
that's what I'm gonna be working on now is more of getting the sort of collaborations with the film schools. I've got a
mhm.
talk coming up with Women in TV Film Internationals. They're based in the
Yes.
States. They've
Yeah.
got a massive database because America is
Mhm.
our number one audience at the moment. So it was good to
Oh.
collaborate with you because I'm like, I really want to get
Mhm.
more sort of eyes on it from the
Mhm.
UK
Yeah.
audience because they're
Mhm.
missing out.
They are.
To
They
be,
are.
they're missing
They
out.
are.
Like
You,
it's you
you know.
need a planner. Every industry has a planner.
Yeah.
Every in you got a gym plan, you got a home life plan, you got a
Facts.
wedding planner, you got a
Facts.
mum planner. That's my friend's
Mhm.
one, by the way. You got
Yeah.
so many planners. Why
Mhm.
not have it for film? Because as well, with the
Exactly.
filmmaking planner, it is a book to take your ideas and map them out in organized,
Yeah.
like not just writing on notebooks and sticky notes. Like
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
no,
That's me.
no,
Yeah, that's me.
little sticky
Yeah.
note
Mhm.
queen, and I'm like, all right. So now, anywhere I go in the world, I bring
Mhm.
my planner and I just write any sort of ideas. If I'm having production meetings, I bring it along because it's not to
Mhm.
say you need to be a writer, producer, director, which I am. So I find that this book, I can execute my films from start to finish. But even
Mhm.
if not, and you're just a writer, but you might want to get all the information from the producers to understand like how they're developing your film and just taking notes at
Exactly.
meetings, seeing who the
Yeah.
crew are.
Mhm.
Trust me,
Shout
it's
out. Honestly.
revolutionary. I'm so proud
Please.
of it.
You should be. You should. That I'm telling you, that is a game changer. That is a game
Thank you.
changer.
Thank
It
you.
needs to be in every single film school. It needs to be in colleges, everywhere. If anyone who is, oh, they're studying film and media or whatever, it needs to be there. It needs to be
Yeah.
there. So, like,
Amazing. Thank
everyone
you.
just, like, imagine, like, okay, guys, yes, you're going to be doing your final major project. Here is
Yeah,
your filmmaking planner. This is for you to do everything. This will be your Bible. This is where you track all of your progress. As a producer,
exactly.
I'm like spreadsheet king. Okay, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
this. Okay, this I need to do this person. I'm writing this down. Duh, duh, duh. Every meeting I have, I'm doing minutes. I'm writing down everything what's being said. Because listen, you don't want to
Everything.
mess with me. Because then these DPs come back and they're like, "Oh, I never said that." But on our
Yeah, yeah,
meeting on
yeah,
the 15th,
exactly.
you
And you can
said da,
bring it
da, da,
on
da.
set. It's easy to bring on set than
See,
having all like documents and slides or
exactly.
constantly on the computer. Like
Hmm.
me, I just feel like, you know what, I need to see it. I brought it to all my meetings when I
That's
went
it.
to the
Hmm.
European film market. So I had it there with me, and I'm just every time I have a film idea, I'm just getting a new one and mapping them out.
Love it. No, exactly. It's so good. And I think, it's something that's going to just continuously be around because more people will be like, okay, new film, new planner, and you can organize
Yeah, yeah,
yourself
yeah.
better. And that's what I like. Okay, this project's for that one, this one's for this one, easy as well. So have you been approached like about doing like a app or something called like an ebook kind of
So
thing? Like,
I'm currently developing the app from last year. I just kind
okay.
of put it on pause because I'm
Mhm.
doing two features in development at the
Okay.
moment.
Mhm.
I'm in the process of launching the planners in the States, like doing a massive PR
Mhm.
campaign. I was
Yeah.
meant to do it the end of 2024, but then we had this big hoo-ha with the print on demand providers who was with at the time.
Okay.
So I had to reschedule that. So I've
Mhm.
just kind of put it on pause for the
Okay.
moment
Mhm.
with doing all of that. But we do have a digital version. We've got two
Oh, you
digital
do? Okay,
versions.
okay.
So we've got our first digital version to match the flagship planner. So
Mhm.
these are
Mhm.
designed for students, early filmmakers, people with a film idea, novice, things like that.
Mhm.
And we've got that one.
Mhm.
You put it in your tablet, you can put all your pictures in.
Love that.
Literally, you can do
Mhm.
multiple projects with it as well, share it with your friends. And then
Mhm.
we've just done our ultimate film production organizer one, which is
Mhm.
more interactive. So you can
Hey.
click to the pages from the contents. You got
Mhm.
tabs at the side. So it's all like more,
Yeah.
more futuristic, but
Mhm. Mhm.
filmmakers love it. We've added stickers in there. So it's got empowering stickers.
Yes, that's
So
what I love
yeah, so I'll
about it.
send you a digital one as
Oh,
well,
yeah,
so you can have a
please,
little
yes,
play
that'll be
back with
good.
it.
Because I think, because some people, they're still so new school, they want to have it virtual on their iPads or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's good to
yeah,
have a good
exactly.
mix. But I think, like I said, for students, it's better for them to be like pen and paper, having that kind of feel. You can go
Yeah,
back to it, like you said, on set. It's just easier, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really, yeah, it's gonna be strong. So I know it's just gonna keep going from success to success. Like I can
Thank
tell.
you.
Yes, and just for being, black owned, woman owned, you're ticking those
Hey.
good. That's it. Just need
Bigging me
backup
up
to
now.
support. BFI, come on, just hint, hint, BAFTA,
Yeah, I
all of them.
know. From London.
Exactly. We need
No,
all
I
of
am gonna
them.
reach out. To be fair, the
Mhm.
business just went on a whim. It was like, drop the
Mhm.
planners. It was just like, go, go, go. We had the incident with the print on demand providers. All
Okay.
last year
Mm.
was about relaunching. We had to get new printers.
Okay.
Me coming more behind the product, like, because
Uh-huh.
before I had a lot of interns, face front in the company. So
Okay.
there's just been a lot of restructure over the
Okay.
past year. But this year,
Mhm.
definitely 100%, I'm going to be connecting with the film schools and that again. Because as I said, we have
Yeah.
done a few collaborations
Good.
with
Good.
the colleges and stuff. But obviously,
Mhm.
we want it bigger
Yes.
and
Yes. Of course. Of course.
accessible to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Exactly. So outside of, filmmaking planner, the features you've got going on, what else is coming up for Aisha Scott? Like what else are you working on that you can share or you're thinking about?
what do you mean outside of like my film projects
Yeah,
and stuff
or
like
like, I
that?
mean, something that you really, in the in the back of your mind, or you're like, I don't know
I've
yet,
always
but
got ideas.
okay,
I'm an
okay.
entrepreneur, so
Mm,
I'm always
love it.
thinking ideas. I've been running my own company since I
Mhm,
left school, pretty much.
mhm,
Different companies, but at the moment, for me, it's focus, and that's
mhm.
follow one course until successful. So I'm trying to get my films off the ground and get this company to where it needs to be. So I'm trying to focus instead of like
Yeah,
adding something else to the pot. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
Because you need
yeah,
clarity, like your
yeah.
ideas need clarity and structure. And I
Mhm,
do believe like now I've got the knowledge from the market the other day and everything.
mhm.
I want to come in strong. I want to put
Yeah.
myself behind my projects a lot more as well because
Mhm,
I've got producers leading them. But I do feel like you have to have a certain, when it's indie, you still
mm,
have to have your feet in to a certain level to get the actual vision. As a writer, producer, director, I mean, to get the
mhm.
vision right. So
That's
I'm doing that
really
at the
good.
moment. Just
No,
been
that's really
tightening up my
important.
projects,
Mhm,
gonna go back in on the scripts.
mhm.
And yeah, I just launched two tote bags, remember?
Yes, as well. Yes, that's a really good tote
Yeah.
bag as well. Very strong, sturdy. Because some of these tote bags, as you know, please, you're bringing all this stuff on set, and then it's just like, you know, timber, everything drops out. So it's
Exactly,
good you're expanding the
exactly.
merch as well. So I can see it. I can see it. And I think what you shared was like really important because I think sometimes, in this industry, we feel like, okay, you need to make this and you should do that, this and that, but you need to move smart. That's what I was saying to myself like earlier this year. And I feel like I've
Mm,
been working hard, but not smart. And that's not because oh, I was doing something wrong. It's because I didn't know. Just like we've discussed throughout this whole interview
yeah,
about understanding the business. And now I feel like I've got a better understanding of the business. So now I actually know what I'm working hard and smart towards. And that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
you
Clarity.
know clarity. And I think you're doing the same thing, like refining your business, making sure you're growing it, developing your feature film ideas, knowing how to sell it, knowing how to or maybe tweak it so that this can be more of a sellable film to certain audiences or investors, like, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just what it
yeah.
is. And so I think that's really, really smart. So it's really, really exciting, to see
I
your
forgot
process
to
that you're doing.
mention there's one
Uh-huh.
little thing. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. This is me. I'm always doing a million things, but I am doing a micro
Mhm.
short and I am
Okay.
gonna be putting it out online to get a team together. So I'm gonna try
Okay.
like bit experiment or project kind of thing,
Mhm.
but it's called micro and it's based on micromanagement in the workplace.
Mm. And
Just another. Strong
I've
one.
dealt with that. Listen, listen, whew, yeah, you're taking me back. Oh, Lord.
It's another strong one, but I
Mm,
wanna do it under 7 minutes because my friend's actually got a
okay.
festival
Mhm.
coming up, Little Flex, guys, it's in July.
Yes,
So I'm
yes.
trying to give myself that target to be like, "Do you know what? I need to get this film made
Mhm.
before then." It's only under 7 minutes, very
Yeah.
small cast, one
Okay.
location. I know
Yeah.
exactly how it's gonna go.
That is
So
so good. And if you're not doing it already, I hope you're documenting the process through Filmmaking Planner to show like
yeah, my
your
planner's
audience,
always
good, good. And just thinking branding, that's what you see. Producers are
Oh, yeah,
always
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been
oh,
doing. All my
good,
films are in my planners because 'cause they're
good.
memorabilias as well. So it's
Yes,
like, imagine your film and it just has like mad 10, 20 million or billion views
yes.
by the length of time it's been around.
Mhm.
And then you've got it in a book. You can give it to your grandkids. Like, this is the formula.
Oh, I like that. See, I know you love diaries. I could tell because,
Oh,
like,
you know,
I
yeah.
could tell. I could tell because you know
I
what's
love
funny.
them.
In the last,
I
I would
absolutely
say,
love them.
4 years,
It's what
I.
keeps me organized and how I'm able
Mhm.
to do so many things because I have
Yeah.
super meticulous structure.
Mhm. No, I get it because, like, I always buy notepads, so I
Oh, you're the
loads.
same.
Like, I have loads. I'm using this one, writing this. That's how I do my scheduling. That's how like, I have to write it out. I just have
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
it like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And also, like, for the last, like, 4 years, I've always had diaries just to make notes and put things down, but now I just start to journal everything I'm doing. So I've been doing that. So every month, once a month, I'm like, oh, yes, let me update what I did
Yeah, yeah,
here, what I
yeah,
did there.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
it is cool. I think people don't realize how nice it is to look back on those things because sometimes we're so go, go, go.
You
It
forget.
is, and then you can look back and be like, oh yes, oh my gosh, and blah blah blah. So I totally
Did you
agree with
see
that.
the journal at the back of the filmmaking planner?
I did. Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
so that
Yeah.
was another way that the
Mhm,
planners were birthed because I was going through like a healing journey at the time and I was
mhm,
journaling a lot and just planning out what
mhm,
films I'm going to work on, where I want them to go. So it was a lot of that, like, you
mhm.
know, putting stuff on paper,
Yeah.
reflecting, reading it back. So that's where the journal part of the planner came because it's
Mhm.
so
And
important.
it is important, and that's what I said in the video we collabed on, is that we know how stressful it can be making a film, and the biggest thing that it's true. I
Yeah,
think the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
thing that we suffer from is doubt, self-doubt,
Imposter
and
syndrome.
exactly, and the negative thoughts. And so having those words of affirmation and having that space
Mm.
to write down, I think, is important. I don't think
Yeah,
people
yeah,
will
yeah.
understand how important it is, but you just never know. Like when you're
Mhm.
thinking through and you might see the words of affirmation where you've got it in between, each chapter in your book.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just never know where that could just boost somebody's morale and their spirit. So yeah, shout out
We
to
need
you.
it as well
Mhm.
because the industry can be quite negative at points. Like there's a
I
lot of
agree.
rejection in the industry and it
Mhm,
can get you
mhm.
down. So
I
you
totally
do
agree.
need that positivity. So that's what our brand is about, is
Mhm.
empowering creatives and
No,
filmmakers to
I think
believe
that's
that
very
you can
important.
do this, you can
Yeah.
get it done.
No, I totally agree. Because when I was working at like a advertising production company a few years ago, I just really was affected by how negative they were. Like every single
Mm.
production, it would be, well, something's going to go wrong. I'm like, why
Oh,
are you saying that?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
are you
because what
speaking
you
that?
say, isn't it?
Yeah, why are you speaking that into
Yeah,
existence? I would be like, I rebuke that. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
everyone's gonna
yeah.
be
I'm like
fine.
that as well.
Yeah, because why you obviously you plan to fail. You never know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, but don't go into it with that.
But
Why?
you still plan to plan. You still plan
Exactly.
and have a backup. If something goes wrong, you'd be like,
Because
right, get back to the plan. What did we
exactly.
organize?
100%, because something might go wrong, but you don't will go into it saying, "Oh, something will go wrong." Why?
Nah.
I don't understand. Like, why do
Yeah,
that?
I
It's
don't like that
very
either. I don't
mm-mm.
like that sort of
Yeah, and
stuff
so
at
anytime I'm
all.
like, on my sets, I'm like, no, positive vibes only. I keep
Yeah,
all of
high
that out because it's not
vibration.
exactly, exactly.
See,
Well,
that's why we connected because
exactly,
it's
exactly,
vibrational. You get it.
exactly. Well, Aisha, it has been great speaking to you. please share with us how the listeners can find you on social media, Filmmaking Planner. Where can they go to like buy a copy, etc.?
So you can find me on social media on Filmmaking Planner's socials, which is filmmakingplanner.com. And that's across Pinterest, LinkedIn, TikTok, Etsy. We got a
Excellent.
Shopify store, www.filmmakingplanner.com. Did I say extra dot? You don't matter. But yeah, so you can get you can you can get it from our website. And we currently have a sale, guys. Like we have a huge sale, 20% off for the festival's season, because we do like to give back a lot. If you're a filmmaker and it might be out of your budget, because we know how this industry is, do reach out to me because I'm happy to do a collab. We do so many of them. We do giveaways as well. So do join our mailing list. And thank you so much for having me. This has been amazing. Love the actual back and forth. It's been
Yes.
great. So thank
Yes.
you.
Likewise, it's been great to connect. Like I said, one thing I love about social media and seeing people's work and what they're doing and having this platform, I'm able to just easily be able to connect.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
watch, I'm gonna see you
Connections,
in person
everything.
soon. Watch as well. So thank you again for
Yeah.
coming on the show. And guys, thanks for listening. You can follow me all on my usual socials. You know them, there's a bunch of them. Stay tuned for new episodes coming soon.